When it comes to famous book series, there are ones that everyone in pop culture know of. Think of Hunger Games or Harry Potter. But I bet you've never heard of the Invisible Library. Well, you're about to. This is the second Invisible Library book in the series, The Masked City by Genevieve Cogman. Don't go away. So this is the second book in the series, so I feel like I should give a very quick spoiler-free briefing on what this series is kind of about. Think of it this way. There's thousands of alternate worlds that can be explored. And Irene, who works at the Invisible Library, can teleport between these worlds. Her job is basically steal books, bring them back. Done. Now at the end of the first book, Irene and her new assistant Kai, who is also a dragon, end up fighting this crazy dude antagonist, and in the end they end up staying in that alternate world. Now fast forward to book 2, The Masked City, which again has a beautiful cover. Kai gets kidnapped this time and taken out of the world, which then starts the beginning of the plot of the book, going to this chaos infested world to get Kai back. Now I will say I was a bit disappointed initially with this setup. Kai and Irene had great chemistry together in the previous book, so not having him by her side for 80% of the book, I wasn't super hyped on. I wasn't on the hype train. On top of this, the third part of this trio, Vale, who is a private investigator that we meet in the last book, he's also missing for 80% of this book, mostly because he doesn't agree with the plan Irene set up to get Kai back. So yeah, I was disappointed that out of the trio that had such great chemistry in the last book, we weren't getting that this book. But nevertheless, a very interesting part of this book, before Irene sets out to do the solo mission 1v500 or whatever she wants to do, she actually goes to Kai's family for assistance. They're all dragons, by the way. Now, two quick things to point out. The dragons in the story can be full-blown dragons, like the normal you think of, but the majority of the time they do take their human form, so it's not too weird of a story if you think about Irene going to talk to dragons. Now, the main note to digest from this meeting between Irene and Kai's family, who is, by the way, not only dragons, the royalty dragons. So there's like the king and queen dragon, apparently, in their world at least. It turns out they will not actually plan a rescue mission because the world in which Kai was dragged to is extremely chaos infected, which is like throwing a toaster in a tub. It's like torture. Like, dragons cannot be in chaos infested worlds. So they're like, you know what? We just can't do it, boys. Now, continuing the story where we go from here, she's like, okay, I'll go by myself. And she gets into the new world, which it turns out it's a form of Venice. This alternate world is, it's very beautiful. The author, Genevieve Cogman, fleshes it out really well, and really what this city is about. And Irene, thank God, isn't 100% alone on this adventure, because she takes a train ride into the city as she disguises herself into a group where she then meets a new character, Ziana. She actually is a very good character that comes up quite a bit. I won't spoil anything crazy as it's more towards the end. And I will say the last half of this book, very thrilling, action-packed to the max. Usually the scaffolding for any story you would think of, beginning, middle, end, with the crescendo and most intense moment, hold your breath, happening in the final 10%. But in The Masked City, there are like 4 or 5 moments, like hundreds of pages before the ending, that it could be described as a big end to this roller coaster. It really is this crazy roller coaster. Without spoilers, one of the scenes near the end was Irene trying to teleport back to the library for help, but gets caught by Lady Guantes, who is one of the many antagonists in this book. There's a great moment when Irene is captured by Mr. Guantes and a familiar face saves the day. Then there's also a scene where she's on top of a moving train and she bursts through the side of the door using the language and turns a 1v4 into her advantage by using the language again to blow up the guns. She pulls a knife out and it's like, holy shit, what just happened? Like, how did she get the advantage in so quick a time? It's a really, really strong end to a book where once you get through those climactic ending, it's like a dopamine exhale where it's like, damn, that was crazy. So without spoiling anything, that's pretty much the end of the story. And little side notes I had throughout the book was, I wish we got more of the 10. What are the 10, you ask? That's what I was asking myself, because there was like a hierarchy in the Venice world that they were in, and the 10 is apparently this group that has reached throughout everywhere. And it's like, yo, watch out for the 10. The 10 are going to watch us. Watch out for these guys. They're everywhere. Throughout the book, they didn't play that much of a huge role. Maybe we will get to see more of them in the future. I don't know. Maybe they are connected to Alberic, who was the evil, super powerful antagonist for the first book. Maybe. Hopefully. Overall, this was a really damn good book. One of the better ones I've read in a long time. Honestly, is it better than the first? Yes, only by a little bit. And it's really the action-packed second half that vaults it over the predecessor. It's not a masterpiece, but it's pretty damn close in my opinion. I really was impressed with how the book took the beginning of losing two out of the 3 main characters and moved it into a whole different city, added new side characters, added new antagonists, and had extreme amounts of moments where you were reading the page and you just get that momentum roll and you start reading faster and faster because something's going to happen. Like, this is crazy. It's intense. Really impressed with this book. So that's it. Do you guys hear those sirens? So that's it. The Invisible Library book number 2, The Mad City, is done. And yeah, this was really damn good. It's literally a book I would read again, like not even like that far off in the future. But there's so many routes that we could go in the future, which book number 3, The Burning Page, I believe it's called, is crazy. Like, which route could we take? Who's coming back? There's like 3 antagonists out there. I'm really interested to see how it goes. But for now, I'm your host, Sarah Planet Entertainment, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Peace. They're killing each other. Heyo, if you've stuck around this far, you're probably here for the random Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. While you listen, if you like, click the like button down below and subscribe if you want to see future content. Any support helps tremendously, more than you'd ever believe. And if you're super dedicated, you can buy me a coffee, link in the description. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and yeah, peace.